In response to the request sent by Congressman Jorge Mendez to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs regarding the situation of physician Nayib Morales Gutierrez, the Foreign Ministry said that they take the case.
The representative to the chamber, Jorge Mendez, has released the response of the Chancellery regarding the situation of the Colombian Dr. Nayib Morales. In the letter sent to the representative, they state that the Chancellery Working Group of the Assistance to National Abroad assumed the case of Mr. Morales with due attention.
Well, this weekend they have answered us, and in part what we knew was precisely that Colombia, since 2019, more than 3 years ago, have suspended or has broken relations with the country of Venezuela by their choice, which makes it more complex to help Nayib. But although they withdrew all the staff of the 15 consulates that they have in Venezuela and the Chancellery, they have left some contractors to provide solutions to the nationals. However, this is only the beginning of a long fight that we have ahead of us to achieve the liberation of Nayib, and the national government with the officials of the Chancellery are willing to help.
In the official statement, it will also clarify that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will accompany the national within the framework of its competence and capabilities, as long as the Venezuelan police, judicial, and prison authorities. Likewise, it will also emphasize that the 15 Colombian consulates in Venezuela were closed before the unilateral announcement of Nicolás Maduro regime in February 2019 to break diplomatic and consular relations with Colombia, which also ordered the withdrawal of all Colombian consular and administrative diplomatic personnel. However, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, with the purpose of safeguarding the rights of Colombia and Venezuela, reiterate that it provides attention and duty to accompany to the population within the framework of its competence and functions. It is maintained contract for legal and social advice that the consulate has signed with the purpose of continuing with those services that benefit Colombian nationals in Venezuela.
From May 1st, taxpayers of the department will be able to access some incentives. Here are the details.
The 1st of May began the application of tax relief for taxpayers of the department after the entry into force of the Ordinance 001 of 2022 of the Departmental Assembly, where powers are granted to the governor of the archipelago for the payment with discounts to taxpayers of property taxes, Unified, Industry and Commerce, notices and boards, and vehicle tax for the year 2022.
The governor wants to invite the community of the department, especially to the different taxpayers, to approach the respective office from May 1st to pay the different taxes with the different tax relief that were obtained with the ordinance of the Departmental Assembly. The Honorable Department Assembly was able to give these incentives, and therefore from May the 1st to May the 31st, they can obtain discounts of up to 20%. Likewise, from June the 1st to June the 30th, they will have a discount of 15%. And from July the 1st to July the 31st, a discount of 5%.
To access the benefit from these incentives, the taxpayers must pay the total value of the tax due, and it will apply for payments made in the subscription of payment agreements whose last installment and payment is made until July 31st of 2022.
And today, the company that is working on the construction of the new 50-liter desalination plant gave details on the progress of the work.
Through this communique, the Protecno company and the departmental government announced the progress on the construction of the 50-liter desalination plant, which will supply drinking water to the inhabitants of the neighborhoods on the hill. The document states, and I open quotation marks, the project presents an advance of more than 52.5%, and since 2020, the installation of impulsion pipes has been carried out in sectors such as Las Palmas, Rock Rocha, Hill, Lax Bight, and Carrera 13, among others. Also in the Lax Bight area, the construction of the building that will house the equipment, process tanks, and water treatment systems of the new desalination plant is underway. Close quotation marks. This project includes the 1,000 cubic meter storage tank located in the Mission Hill sector, which is linked to the Sopesa substation located on Carrera 13. The project is being executed by Protecno SRL Colombia, which is the company in charge of the design and installation of the new plant. It will be received and managed by the government of San Andres, Providence, and Catlina.
And the departmental government invites the community to carry out the application of a survey for affiliation to subsidized regime health system in order to be classified and continue to have this benefit after the end of the health emergency.
The departmental government, through the Health Secretariat, extends the invitation to people who today have not applied for affiliation to the subsidy regime health system. This was announced by the official of the Health Secretariat, Liz Manuel.
Estamos desde la Secretaría de Salud.
From the Health Secretariat, we are extending the invitation to all people who have not yet requested their application for their CISBEN survey. The departmental government extended the health emergency until June 30th, and after this date, we must all be classified in the CISBEN survey to apply to the general social health system and to be able to remain affiliated. If we do not complete the process with the survey and we belong to the subsidized regime, it is very likely that after June 30th, we will have difficulties to access our health service.
The hours of operation are as follows: Monday and Friday for survey application, Tuesday and Thursday for verification request from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, and from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. It should be noted that this CISBEN office are located near the parking lot of the Health Secretariat.
And in compliance with the activities of program Attention to Persons with Disabilities in the auditorium of the Governor's Office, a workshop was held to transform stereotype towards persons with disabilities, in which comprehensive care, a disability barrier, was appreciated. A space aimed at government officials that seeks to promote quality care in service to the public and deliver mainly a comprehensive strengthening to entire population with disabilities. And in other local news, isolated showers are expected this week following a low-pressure system that is located in the southwest of the Greater Caribbean.
In the last few days, there have been light rains over the archipelago, atmospheric condition that will continue during this week, according to the report delivered by the port captain Marco Antonio Castillo.
The forecast for this week is that there is a strong interaction of high pressure and low pressure that is located in the center of the southwest of Greater Caribbean, which is generating a large accumulation of clouds, which is expected for this week. The weather will be a little cloudy and there will be light rainfall, isolated rains.
It is important for all tour operators to be aware of the daily reports provided by the port captain Sinada, to be aware of the different restrictions that may occur in terms of navigation.
To follow the recommendation of the Port Captaincy of San Andres and be attentive to the instructions issued through the Marine Traffic Station.
The operation of Johnny Key may vary according to the weather condition during the week. Tourist operators are reminded to be attentive to the information issued by the Port Captaincy of San Andres.
We remind the community and tourism service providers that the cleaning days at Hines and Rose Key have begun, and for this they will be closed to the public and tourists.
The closure of the keys is basically due to the cleaning activities, adequacy, and training of personnel working on the islets. The cleaning campaign began today and will be carried out until Wednesday, May 5th.
The shut of the key is to make a lot of cleaning, capacitation, because them key they exploiting the key and they need to rest. That we have tourists, as we say in Spanish, sostenibles.
For this week, we have a particular restriction on Rose Key due to the maintenance and cleaning campaign that will be taking place.
Again, the community is reminded that this is an activity that is carried out in compliance with a resolution that seeks to provide a space of rest to the spaces that are part of this tourist attraction.
And now it's time for sport news with Victor Fusalva.
Hello, here are the best sports of the islands. A Providence sportsman will be representing Colombia in an international swimming tournament. All Providence demonstrate its talent in sport. This time it is with Dwayne Britton Howard. In the sport of swimming, who today once again will be representing the Antioquia League, Providence, and Colombia Brazil to the Deaflympic tournament in Axias do Saúl. Together with his coach, the Providence native will be looking for a good representation in this international tournament that will last until May the 15th. We spoke with Javier del Turco, an official of the Mayor's Office of Providence and St. Catalina.
Well, during the sport, the Mayor of the island and the Secretary of Culture of Sport, Martin Valderrama, well, during all him time, well, them organize all the accommodation for the sport of them, and well, then got the stage where they can play well the football, the basketball, the baseball, and well natation where them will always well swim. And well, right now we got our boy we named Dean Archibald, where they represent we in Brazil in the Islanders, and they represent well Colombia as well, and well we feel proud of him, and well all with the support him, and the Mayor and the Secretary will also have plenty sport big sport in the island, also in basketball and baseball and in swimming. So we'll give them all the strength to continue the sport and to raise up the culture.
How nice it is to see athletes from our sister island of Old Providence demonstrating their great abilities, and that they raise not only the name of the Insular Department on high, but also the colors of the Colombian flag. To the sound of samba, Dean Britton Howard will seek to show his skills in the Brazilian waters, where Colombia participates for the 5th time in these Deaflympic Games, which are the oldest in history after the Olympic Games that have been held since 1924. And on the southern part of the island, a race between two of the best horses was carried on at Velodia Road. Velodia Road was dressed with joy in another afternoon of culture and tradition of island horse racing. The riders went out to compete, directing the horses to gallop until the final straight, giving as a winner Baghdad over Perriquet. And with this result, the fans left the southern part of the island happy. The winner, Baghdad, will be facing Quick Cash from Old Providence in the next race, a race that is well awaited by the fans of the equestrian sport. We spoke with Juanito Reeves, who shared with us more details.
This race consists in one thing. The objective, well, we have one horse, don't have a name, Quick Cash. So, out of them are 2 horses who are running here, Perriquet or Baghdad. We want to see which one of them beat this race if we can go in front. Quick Cash, we know Quick Cash is a very good horse, and I assure that is a selection for run Quick Cash. So this race just going 3 furlong, whether it will be speed race. The challenge to Quick Cash is to run 3 furlong. Quick Cash accept. So this is the idea down here, the 30th of April today.
The fans left Velodia Road once again happy thanks to the horse races that are part of our culture, as Reeves said. And this is all in sports for tonight. We will see you on another broadcast. We continue with Lisa.